right, let's hit the field.
All right.
Just wanted to talk, that's all.
Today is Wednesday, September 4th, and the Yankees were taking on the Rangers in the rubber game of a 3-game set as they try and recover from one of the worst losses of the season. My recap, your reactions coming up next. This is Pinstripe Territory.
Welcome to the New York City.
Pinstripe Territory.
Just when they thought I was out,
They pull me back in.
Yikes. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. If you are tuned in live right now, you are a real one. It is 11:22 in the East, and the Yankees just had a wild and crazy ninth inning, but they came up just short. Rangers pitching fell apart. Trent Grisham, late grand slam. Giancarlo Stanton robbed of a 3-run home run in a wild ninth inning. Double whammy for the Yankees tonight. Offense was garbage up until the ninth inning, and the pitching was trash all night. And to top it off, the Yankees missed a chance to retake first place. The Orioles lost to the White Sox today, but the Yankees could not capitalize. 3 straight series losses. Marcus Stroman, horrible. Scoreboard watching this time of year can drive you crazy. And you know, the Yankees had a shot today. They knew that the Orioles had lost, and all you really needed to do was put in a little bit of effort, right? They just didn't show the urgency again. And look, the Rangers don't have a good offense. They've averaged less than 3 runs per game for the second half of the season. And then they absolutely beat the Yankees' ass in this series. They beat their ass, took their lunch money, and stuffed them in a locker. And once again, the Yankees have dropped a series to a team that they really should have beat. On paper, the Yankees have a better roster, but they have been about a 500 team since June. Did have a 2-run home run from Juan Soto, home run number 38 on the season, but multiple failed opportunities with runners on base yet again. Michael Reel says, please fire Boone and let Ausmus take it the rest of the way. He's going to have to answer for some things in the postgame because we had Alex Verdugo just jogging down the first baseline on ground balls, taking 2.5 hours to get to first base on a ground ball to second. So either he was not hustling and there's no accountability, or he's nursing an injury. Either way, Dominguez should be up. So you may notice that, by the way, another thing that took 2.5 hours, Trevino delivering the ball to second base. Absolutely horrible. So you might notice that I'm wearing headphones tonight, which I never do when I'm doing a live show, and that's because we're going to have some guests on in the second half of the show to talk a little bit of football. Anxious to get football season underway tomorrow. But first, let's talk a little bit about Marcus Stroman because he flat out sucked tonight. Long first inning, 31 pitches, and that kind of set the tone for the game. It seemed like traffic was on base all night, and he could do nothing about it. Everything he threw was flat. 88 pitches, 9 hits in just 3 2/3 innings. That's almost hard to do. And like I said, everything up there was just spinning and flat. I've been saying for a while that I want him as part of my postseason rotation, and that, I still want him, but I don't know if you can put him out there if he's going to keep, giving up so much hard contact. We got to see the stuff get a little bit better over the next several starts before we can give him a postseason rotation spot. But there is a roster shakeup that is coming in the near future. The Yankees are getting Luis Gil and Clark Schmidt back in their rotation as they come off the injured list. Yankees have a day off tomorrow, then Luis Gil's pitching Friday. Clark Schmidt pitching Saturday. It sounds like Nestor Cortez is going to piggyback for one of those guys. We've also got John Birdie coming back. We got Ian Hamilton coming back. So a few guys are going to have to be removed from the roster to make room. Tim Maiza had a tough night tonight. He's an obvious candidate to be designated for assignment. Efros could be sent back down. I thought he threw the ball okay tonight. Could be a couple of other surprises. Won't be shocked if somebody gets put on the IL in sort of a phantom injury situation. You're not supposed to do that anymore. Billy Epler got made example of, and I don't think the Yankees are in a hurry to get caught with another scandal or anything like that. So they might just have to bite the bullet and DFA somebody. It might be Mark Leiter. He stinks. You can have him back Chicago. Drop him off this weekend. John Birdie, by the way, been playing the outfield in his minor league rehab. So that's interesting because he would replace Duke Ellis because they have the same pinch running skill set. Ellis, by the way, picked up his first big league hit today. I was joking with my guys that he looks emaciated. He needs to have a cheeseburger. Dude is rail thin. So no lane for the Martian apparently still, unless they do something with Verdugo if he is nursing an injury, which I don't think he is. Or if Verdugo goes 0 for 20, you might see him. But right now, Yankees are holding their number one prospect in the minor leagues at a time where they could really use some energy. He went deep again today, now hitting .310 with 10 home runs and 210 at-bats in the minor leagues. I think it's time. Someone might get DFA'd. I mean, maybe it's DJ LeMahieu. Would it shock me if it was DJ LeMahieu? Yes, because they would have to pay him $30 million, $15 million for each of the next 2 years. That's more than they paid for Aaron Hicks or Josh Donaldson. But, he could be a guy that could realistically go on the IL because he's had so many foot problems or whatever. Anyway, no point in speculating too much because we'll find out over the next couple of days. We might find out as soon as tomorrow. But, by the way, Aaron Boone did say that the Yankees are going to go with closer by committee. He didn't say that in as many words, but he said he's going to be creative about the closer role going forward. So hopefully no more Clay Holmes in the ninth inning. The Virginian says the Yankees keep getting hit hard and beat by bad and mediocre teams. That might be because they are a bad or mediocre team. I guess we're going to find out soon. Mellow Yellow says Judge is tired. Now 9 consecutive games without a home run. That's a career high. So we got one more thing to talk about before we get to the recap because I'm excited about this. We got football coming tomorrow. If you are a football fan, you're going to want to tune into this. I've been getting a lot of requests over the last few years to do a football show. And this year I decided I would not resist anymore. We will do a football show beginning tomorrow. We're calling it the New York Football Show. We'll talk about the entire NFL. We'll also have segments focused on the Jets, the Giants, and the Bills. The plan right now is to do 1 to 2 shows per week, depending on how much interest there is. And the first episode is going to come out tomorrow at noon. I will put the link in the description. I forgot to do it, but I'll put the link in the description after this podcast is over first thing so that you can check it out. It's a brand new channel, so if you search for it, you're not going to find it. But if you go to the link, you'll get it. So I'll also post it on all my social media stuff. So if you follow me there, Pinstripe Derek on X. Anyway, after the recap, I'll have my 2 co-hosts from that show. You know one of them. You might know both of them, depending on if you watch my other podcast or not. But we'll be talking things over about this NFL season, this upcoming NFL season after we get through the recap. Anyway, quick word from our Foul Territory guys on HelloFresh and some ways that you can get some fantastic breakfast freebies for your upcoming meal kits. I'll be back in approximately 60 seconds.
Pop quiz, AJ. What's America's #1 meal kit?
That would be HelloFresh, Scott, and it even works for picky eaters like you. There's an ever-changing menu of 50 recipes to choose from each week. So just select your meals and delivery date, and voila!
Home-cooked meals just hit different.
Agreed. With FT every day and my coaching job, I don't have time to search recipes all night and also spending money on a whole jar of spices for only a pinch. Nah, I'm good. My family gets more of me because I don't have to take a last-minute trip to the grocery store at night to find dinner.
Ready for this? For free breakfast for life, go to HelloFresh.com/free FT. 1 free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life just by going to HelloFresh.com/FREEFT.
All right, let's go. Let's get it going.
All right. As you can see, the Yankees caught a good old-fashioned passionate ass-whooping and got their shoes, their coat, and their hat tooken. Soto doubled in the top of the first, so he got things started off. He had a good night. I believe he went 3 for 3 on the evening, unless I forgot to update it. But good night for him. He also hit his 38th home run on the season. And I thought he had some good swings. He scored a couple of runs, also drew a walk. He's up to 295 with a 1.015 OPS. Long first inning for Stroman, kind of set the tone. 2 hits and a walk. Rangers went up 1-0. Top 2, Anthony Volpe took one right to the warning track for the second time in the series, but came up just short of a homer.
Oh, there goes gravity.
Rangers extended their lead in the bottom of the second inning. Back-to-back doubles off of Stroman. And you knew at that point it really wasn't his night. Also, beautiful base hit on a bunt by former Yankee Josh Smith. I can't believe they traded that guy. Great swing, good hitter, good defense, speed, although he did throw one into the dugout in the top of the third. Another wasted opportunity for the Yankees in the third. They left the bases loaded again. Seems like every night I say that sentence. Yankees left the bases loaded again. Rangers knocked out Stroman with 2 outs in the 4th inning. Lots of hard contact. And it's funny, it seems like our opponents capitalize when they have traffic on the bases. And not everybody's taking their home run swings. We got a lot of B swings, a lot of duck snorts and flares. Yankees don't get that. The Yankees typically don't capitalize with guys on base. If they're not hitting a home run, they're not getting hits. It's so frustrating to watch. And it's been going on for decades. Decades! But, Yankees get a couple of guys on base. It's pop-up, it's strikeout, it's double play. It's embarrassing. Top 5, Yankees finally got on the board. Oppo Taco, home run from Juan Soto. First home run in 8 games. Dinger number 38 on the season. Backdoor cutter, kind of weighted back on it and just put a really strong piece of hitting on it. Nobody goes Oppo Taco like Juan Soto. After that, though, the Rangers just answered right back and pulled away off of the Yankees' awful bullpen. I mean, Efros was pretty good, but Miza gave up 3 runs, and Marinaccio gave up 2 runs. Leiter actually got a couple of outs, but also gave up a hit, and the Yankees were in real trouble. 9th inning, they made a stand. They rallied. There was back-to-back-to-back walks, I believe, by the Rangers pitcher, and then Trent Grisham smoked a grand slam, his 8th home run of the year. And then Giancarlo Stanton smoked one to left field. Would have been a 3-run home run. Would have made it 10-9, but it got caught at the wall.
Oh, there goes gravity.
To end the game, and the Yankees drop the series, and they drop a tough game.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Frank Quiroz says, fire Cashman. I'm sure it'll be talked about if the Yankees make another early exit. Alex says he never wants to see Wyatt Langford again. Wyatt Langford, one of the top rookies in baseball this year coming into the season, has not had a great year, but he's got a phenomenal swing. He has got a short, compact, and powerful swing. We're going to be seeing a lot of him over the next several years. But Alex says the Yankees showed up when it was too late. Can't make an argument against that. They showed up in the 9th inning, and, they made it semi-interesting, but you knew they weren't really going to come back. I mean, if Stanton's ball goes out of the ballpark, you think maybe, but you still got to get another run. You still got to get a bloop and a blast to take the lead. So, very, very tough night for the Yankees. Take a few more comments, and then we'll go talk some football. Dominic says Bochy only has 1 year left on his contract. Did you see him walk into the mound? He might only have 1 year left on his life. Dude was having a difficult time getting out to the mound. Anyway. All right, guys. Let's talk a little bit of football here. We got a football show starting tomorrow. So, introducing the New York football show. If we could get... okay, everybody's unmuted. So, introducing, you guys know this guy, Frankie Baseball. For these purposes, for this podcast, he will be Frankie Football, and I got Justin, who is my compadre of many, many years, and he's my co-host on The Dudes. We'll start with Frankie. How you doing, Frankie?
I'm doing okay. I just need to take a minute to catch my breath after that Yankees loss, which was kind of the epitome of a Yankee loss this year. That was a quintessential New York Yankee loss. It just ripping our heart out there at the end.
It was rough. And Justin, not a Yankees fan, so he's... we're not
guys. Like, I'm listening to you guys, like, man, the Yankees must suck this year. And then I look at the record, like, holy crap, they are like in first place, tied for the best record in the American League. I mean, yeah, it's a disappointing loss, but they're still they're having a good season.
But if you think about it, they got off to an amazing start this year. They were like on another historic pace. But since June, it's been about a 500 team. They had a month there where they were just absolutely awful in June. And a lot of it's been just like riding the hot bats of Judge and Soto, who are both having like amazing seasons, right? So, we got football starting.
Be like more like the Mets.
Mets actually surprisingly good, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot of talk about them signing Juan Soto in the offseason. So, I don't know, Frankie, you think we're going to lose Soto to the Mets?
If I had a gut feeling right now, I would say yes, just because I think Steve Cohen is going to be willing to bend whatever he needs to get Soto. But Hal surprised us a couple years ago. I didn't think he was willing to put up that much money for Judge, and he did. So, in Hal we trust.
We'll see if he does it again. And we'll have our 5 Yankees who won't be back prediction coming up as soon as the season is over. So tune in for that. But we're going to talk a little bit of football. So Frankie is going to be the Giants expert on this show, and Justin is going to lead with the Jets. We'll also talk a little bit of Bills because they're going to have a pretty solid season, it sounds like. We're also going to talk NFL at large. So Frankie, how you feeling about the Giants this year?
Not very good. I think the Giants are going to be one of the 5 worst teams this season. I think primarily it's because Daniel Jones is still starting at quarterback. Daniel Jones, the Alex Verdugo of the Giants. I have no idea why he's there. He's just taking up space. I don't know why in year 6. I know that he was hurt last year, so maybe you got to forgive him for that. But I've just been, for the most part, except for that one year where he made the playoffs, I've just been very unimpressed with him. I think that we don't have a lot of talent on offense. I mean, I'm excited to see Neighbors. I think I'm very excited to see what he develops into. But the offensive line's not much better, which it's been like a decade since this team's had a decent offensive line. The secondary is going to be bad. There are some good players on defense, like Dexter Lawrence is going to be, and Thibodeau. Those guys are going to be great. But I think the offense, the lack of talent on offense is just what's going to kill this team. And I think it's going to be another frustrating year. I hope not, because, 2022 was fun as a Giants fan. That was great. I would long for that again, but I just don't see it this year, especially with Jones behind center. Maybe this will be his last year, but we'll see.
Yeah, I've liked what I've seen from Jones. I haven't seen a ton of it, and I'm looking forward to learning a lot about these teams from you guys because I haven't followed football as closely as I'd like to in the last few years. And I saw a comment, this should be a separate channel. It will be a separate channel. It's already created. The show's going to launch tomorrow. This is just a quick preview. And my man Justin here, going to talk a little Jets. Do you think they got what it takes with Aaron Rodgers back healthy to get to the postseason?
I mean, he's kind of old, coming off an Achilles injury, and Testaverde came off an Achilles injury and did pretty well. So maybe Rodgers can too. I think what's really going to carry the Jets is probably going to be their defense.
Yeah.
They managed to do decently well last year with Zach Wilson at quarterback. So I can see Aaron Rodgers, who can actually make some plays downfield, get the ball into Garrett Wilson's hands. Breece Hall, if he has a good year, it's promising. I actually think the Giants are going to be better than you think, Frankie. They did sign John Runyon off the Packers. They've improved the line a little bit. Daniel Jones, we'll see how he does with a better line. It might be one of those things where maybe the Giants need to stop drafting Duke quarterbacks.
Right.
Yeah, that's probably. That seems like a reasonable.
Are you old enough to remember Dave Brown?
Barely.
Yeah, he was another Duke guy. They drafted him in the supplemental draft, first round in the supplemental draft, and he was all right for like a little while, but he was terrible. So I don't know. Daniel Jones has got some wheels. Got a good arm. We'll see what he does. But as far as the Jets go, I think they're going to have some competition in their division. They got to beat out the Dolphins. They got to beat out the Bills. Patriots are going to suck. So that's good news for all the New York fans out there.
All right. Well, we'll talk about all this tomorrow. We're going to record at 9 a.m. So tune in for that. I'll put the link in the description as soon as this podcast is over. But let's get to our final thoughts. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Justin. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Tough loss for the Yankees. Obviously, not much offense until the 9th inning. Pitching was brutal, and they missed out on a chance to recapture first place in the American League East. So, it is what it is. Just got to play better over the final 22 games now remaining in the season. I'm hoping they'll bring up the Martian. I don't want to see any more jogging at all out of Alex Verdugo. When you got a hot prospect behind you, You got to bust your tail, man. You got to bust your tail. So, tough night. Yankees head to Chicago. We're getting Luis Gil back. We're getting Clark Schmidt back. And that will be that. So the rotation will now have 6 members, and somebody's going to have to go to the bullpen at some point. So, and we'll figure out if it's Luis Gil as a closer. Could be an interesting thing that the Yankees try. But all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you tomorrow. Hope you tune in for the football show, and I will catch you next time. Let me go ahead and find my off button. Here it is.
Ball game over.
If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like and give us a subscribe. It helps other Yankees fans find the channel. We're also on all your favorite podcast platforms and social media. Join the community, have some fun. We're here after every game. This is Pinstripe Territory.